It's Halloween, and I want to tell you about a very scary true story. You may have already heard of this, but it is a tale as old as a couple months ago. The story is Jeffrey Epstein and his murder. Yes, I said murder. Some backstory. Jeffrey Epstein was a billionaire and financial consultant. He, as a billionaire, had a lot of money and power in our society. Now, what did he use that money and power for? Well, he used it even more evilly than most billionaires. He funded a pedophile ring, headquartered in his private jet known as the Lolita Express. Now, that private jet held many other billionaires as guests. Trump flew on it. Bill Clinton flew on it. Plenty of other people. I think George Clooney flew on it. Now, there's no evidence per se that any of those three people I just mentioned actually were pedophiles or engaged in anything on that flight, on those flights, those visits, but it's very possible. So, Jeffrey Epstein evaded justice for decades. Until earlier this year, he was finally sued and placed in confinement. In confinement, he was placed on suicide watch for his suicidal tendencies. Despite this, however, he managed to commit suicide. And so the trial was canceled because, he was dead, obviously. Now, that's the official story, at least. However, I and many others believe that that's not the full story. I'm not usually one to believe in conspiracy theories. However, I truly believe that Jeffrey Epstein was murdered. As I said, he was placed on suicide watch. What that means is he was supposed to be checked out every 1 hour, and there would be constant surveillance of him on cameras. The night that he killed himself, the cameras mysteriously shut off, and he was not checked for several hours on end. Well, initially the autopsy said that he confirmed his suicide. A more recent autopsy has actually confirmed the opposite, that he was murdered. And if he was murdered, it would be very convenient, because the information that he could have revealed at his trial could have incriminated so many of the upper echelons of our society, so many billionaires. I listed 3 of them above, the current president of the United States and one former president, and many others. Now, I'm not entirely positive that he was murdered. I mean, it could have been a well-timed suicide. And even if he was murdered, I don't think that we can say for sure who did it exactly, because there are many people who would be interested in that, in protecting themselves from whatever Epstein could reveal. But I think that this case just reveals something, that in our society, the wealthy can avoid justice. Epstein himself evaded it for about 25 years before he was eventually imprisoned. So, what's scary about this is not only that Epstein was able to get away with it for so long, that so many people were victims of him, but that many of the people who are complicit in it have escaped justice through murder. And they will probably continue to escape justice. Our system is heavily biased in favor of the rich. And I'm sure that there are many criminals high in our society who are on the loose right now. For every Jeffrey Epstein that is caught and gets media attention, there are likely 10 more that will never get that and will die in their sleep. I don't say this because I want you to feel good. I'm saying this to scare you. And also to get you to take socialist revolutionary action against our capitalist system, since it allows this to happen. So, I hope that you have a spooky rest of your Halloween. Peace out, comrades.